Come on, girls, let's go get our together for 2025. No, for real. We need to get it together because we don't have time to be around in 2025, okay? Half of us are in our 30s, in our 40s, or whatever, and it's just time to really empower ourselves. So today, I'm going to share with y'all a few helpful tips that has helped me really transform my life to the point where I'm experiencing things like joy and happiness and peace within. Also, being able to achieve small goals that I set for myself and being able to see the full vision of my long-term goals. So I hope that y'all have been doing well. Welcome back to Dose of Destiny. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment and show me how this resonates with you or how this was very helpful for you or not. So I'm going to share with you 5 things that really helped me achieve my goals and really help put me in a better space mentally, physically, in my physical reality, just everything around me. I just feel at peace. And that's not to say that things don't happen to me. That's not to say that I don't experience negativity or that I don't portray negativity sometimes, because yes, I'm human, like we all do. But 98% of the time, when the other 2% is somebody pissing me off or I'm pissing myself off, then generally I am a very joyful person. So ways that I got to that point was really being self-aware. And the way that I got to that point is by spending time alone. Spending time alone so I can see what it is that I want. I pray for things like joy. I pray for things like having true peace within and having that reflect in my outer reality. I prayed for things like that. And when I was praying for those things, other things came up, which is what I'm about to lead into, being self-aware of the habits that you have, the patterns that you have, whether they're good habits and good patterns or negative habits and negative patterns. And sometimes everything is not a negative, only if you're trying to get somewhere and you reflect back on the things that you're doing, you reflect back on the patterns that you have within yourself, the things that you do to other people, the way that you move, and it's a negative thing, and you see that, oh, well, I can't be this way if this is where I'm trying to go, if this is what I want to have, if this is the life that I want to experience. This won't be able to sustain me, and it won't be able to sustain the relationships that I want. It won't be able to sustain the business that I want. So whatever that is for you, if that's having a negative attitude about how things or when things happen to you, or being negative towards people, and I know sometimes we are negative towards people. We're human, but if that's something that you want to work on changing and shifting to where now you're only 5% negative towards other people instead of the usual 50% of the time you're being negative towards people, then that's really just like, that's a difference that you're making in yourself and in the world. So nothing has to be perfect. Nothing has to be, oh, I don't do this at all. But moderation is key. Sometimes things need to be said. Sometimes things need to be aired out, you know, and it might seem negative, but to some degree it's not. So you really just have to look at how you really move. And that's why it's important to be self-aware, and it's important to jot those things down that you do so that you can ask for clarity on how you can shift that. And, you know, instead of being 50% negative, now I'm only 5% negative. That is a change. That is a shift. And you should be proud of that. So don't be so hard on yourself when things are not like perfect, because nothing's perfect. We're human. We were made to be making mistakes and learning from them. We were made to be doing all of this stuff. So don't beat yourself up too bad if you are doing something that's harming you or harming somebody else. Just be aware of it and shift it and change it and choose differently. Like, it could be that simple, but we've been taught to bully ourselves and beat ourselves up. But like, when you stop being your own bully, then you can understand and see yourself as a true human. See yourself as this flesh, and sometimes the flesh takes over. Hell, what we gonna do about it? You know, except be aware. That's all you can do. The next thing that you want to do is, when you have finally come to terms with the negative things that you do, or the negative people, places, habits that you have that don't support you and your goals and your desires, write all of those things down, okay? And write a little prayer to God or whoever you pray to. Write a little prayer or mantra, whatever you want to call it. Write down that you have the desire to release these things, that you have the desire to shift your life and not be so much of this negative aspect of yourself, or not overindulge in such negativity in your life. And that could be habits, people, places, things that you do, whatever. Asking to simply start with, I just want to release the overindulgence of this thing, because that's where it's going to start anyway. Sometimes you can't completely cold turkey things and not do it again, ever again. But sometimes, like, it'll build up and then you're going to explode and then you're going to go back. That's why people relapse when they go cold turkey, because when you go cold turkey, sometimes it's like you didn't mentally prepare yourself to release these things. So you're going to relapse. And that's why it's important to be aware enough to know when you are overindulging in these things, so that when they do come back around, you're like, okay, this is coming back around. This feeling is coming back around. This urge is coming back around. How am I going to handle it going forward? Like I said, sometimes things need to be said. Sometimes things need to be done. Or sometimes you just want to do those things that hold you back sometimes. Like, whatever it is that you have a goal. Like, say you want to go to the gym and get in shape, but you like to eat, and sometimes you might have a cookie or whatever, and then you're like beating yourself up about it. Maybe start with, I don't want to feel bad about eating a cookie, first of all, because we shouldn't feel bad about having things that are here on this earth for us to enjoy. But instead of praying that you can just completely stop eating cookies, pray that you can change your mindset from thinking that the cookie is bad to begin with, because it's just a cookie. Like, why do we put so much emphasis and so much, like, we put these things on a pedestal? And yeah, it's not like good for you to overindulge in, but it's okay to have a cookie sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something that that was just the first thing that came to my mind. But like, it's something that I've had to release in myself, not thinking that this is something bad to eat. It's something bad to have, because then you're gonna go in the self-shame spiral every time you do have a cookie. So don't do yourself that way. That's being a bully. Okay, so pray that you can at least shift your mindset. If you feel like you can't completely quit something, quit doing something, quit being a certain way, just pray to have the overindulgence removed from your spirit, the overconsumerism removed from your spirit. Starting there, starting with your spirit, starting within. That's starting within. Because what you're seeking is something that's outside of you. So it's like, if we're seeking something that's outside of me, like, I want to be able to stop eating the cookie. But that's only the flesh. The spirit needs to understand that the cookie is not bad, so that the flesh can be like, oh, well, I'll have this cookie in moderation. I can have one and be okay. You know what I'm saying? Does all this make sense? Are y'all following? And I know y'all can't tell me right now, but I hope that you follow what I'm trying to say, because that was kind of deep. But the thing is, when you are asking for the removing of these things, just pray that you can remove the overindulgence of it. But you know, this is your life. These are just things that's helped me overcome the things that hindered me, the things that held me back, the mindsets that held me back for so long. So that's all I'm doing. Y'all can do whatever you want. So the third thing that I was going to talk about was asking for clarity. Once you journal these things, ask for clarity on how you can, what steps to take. Ask God to order your steps. And I guarantee you, like, it's just going to come to you when you ask for your steps to be ordered by God, by the Most High, by the universe, by whatever it is that you serve, baby. And best believe the answer is going to come. Okay? And you better be on alert when that answer comes, because it's going to come like a thief in the night. So you better be ready. And when you hear that answer, when you feel what you need to do, because whatever it is that you need to do, it's just going to be tugging at you and tugging at you until you're like, okay, let me see what this is. This is pulling on my doggone wig. Why are you pulling on me? I don't like it, but I might like it a little bit, depending on what it is. But anyway, that's besides the point. And once you ask God for your steps to be ordered, give thanks for the things that you do have, for the wonderful traits that you do have, for the wonderful things that you do indulge in, not the overindulgence of, but the things that you have a healthy relationship with, friends, people, places, the things that you like to do in your free time, whatever it is. Give thanks to that, but also give thanks to the things that you do want to release, because thank you for serving me for this amount of time, but now you no longer serve me and I release you. And that's just what you say. And I guarantee you, things will really shift. Things will really shift, okay? Like, everybody goes through things, okay? And the only way to get through these things is if you can come to terms with them. So come to terms with the things that you are trying to release, because once you do that, you release it with love instead of with resentment, instead of with hate or fear or disgust or shame, guilt in your heart. You'll be releasing it with love. And when you release things with love, it's like you realize the purpose that they served, and you realize that they absolutely do not serve a purpose in your life anymore. And I release this habit, this person, place, situation with love, because thank you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is when you receive clarity on how to move, then write it down, okay? When you get your steps ordered, write it down so you don't forget, and so that you have a clear vision of it. So now you set your goals. You release these things. You know what it is that you want. Now you set the goals. You write it down. And you literally just watch it come to life. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying that it's going to be this big phenomenon, because they are small goals. And it doesn't matter. Like, it could be something so small, like I'm going to meal prep for the week, or I'm going to go on a walk every day for 20 minutes. Something small, something to help build that confidence within you, so that you can be positioning yourself to receive what it is that you're setting long term, which brings me to the last and final point, setting your long-term goals. Now, it may or may not happen this year. I hope and pray that it does happen for you as soon as possible, but divine timing is everything. And when we set these long-term goals, we do have to realize that we have to have patience, we have to have perseverance, we have to have passion, we have to have things that we didn't have before. It's hard to become a person that you've never been before. So setting these goals is going to require a lot from you, okay? But it's going to be so worth it. Now, I'm still working on my long-term goals because, like I said, they're long-term. It may or may not happen this year, but there are things that I've had my eye on for a while that has come into my life, and I couldn't be more thankful. Now, also, when you're setting these goals, make sure that you're not dead set on what social media got to say, because this is your life and these are your goals. And if it makes you feel good, then that's all that matters. None of that other shit matters. When somebody says, oh, or doesn't think that the goal that you had set for yourself is good enough or high enough or whatever, high enough on the pedestal that they've placed for themselves, then that doesn't matter, because what matters is the right now. What matters is you looking back at your journal and seeing the things that you had written down actually come to life. That's the magic. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't matter if it's up to anybody else's standards, because it is your life. You have to live it. You are the one who have to find joy in your own life. No one else. So, y'all, my nose gets so itchy when I'm recording these videos. I have absolutely no idea why. But I am sending good ass vibes y'all's way for 2025 for right now, because we still have 10 days left, 10 days until 2025. How are you going to move? How is your life going to look for you? What are you going to do? What are the things that you want? What are the things that you don't want? Be intentional in 2025. Be intentional right now, so that you can already be getting the muscle memory on how to be intentional in 2025. Okay? So I pray that y'all receive this message, baby. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all the things, okay? Happy holidays, because I don't even know if there's any more holidays. But I pray that y'all have a great rest of your week. I probably won't post anything on Christmas, but I'll be back on Friday. So I pray that y'all have the most amazing week ever and holiday season ever. And don't forget to be kind to yourself, okay? Be nice to yourself this holiday season, because it's okay. Sometimes we just can't, okay? Sometimes we just can't do it. Or sometimes we can, but we don't want to. And that is okay. All right? I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.